As the weather begins to warm up again, many insects will return to our gardens, including butterflies, bumblebees and these hoverflies.
They're a bit big, aren't they?
They're cuter than they sound.
Really?
Yes.
OK. They are actually the second most significant pollinator after bees. But would we actually recognise them? They visit around 52% of crops around the world, but with their numbers dramatically declining, all of us gardeners are being urged to do more to help save the humble hoverfly, as Fiona Lambden reports.
Hovering and zigzagging around flowers. Hoverflies, masters of disguise. They've adapted to look like wasps and bees, but they are in fact harmless little flies with no sting. They've only got one pair of flight wings, whereas bees and wasps have two.
And hoverflies play a huge part in pollination, second only to bees.
Pollination is absolutely critical to our food security. A third of the crops that we grow need insect pollination. So that's things like strawberries and apples, but it's also all of the nuts that we eat and things like rapeseed oil, which is a huge ingredient in many, many products. The role that the pollinators and hoverflies play in our food industry is worth £1.8 billion every year. Hoverflies start their life in water as a larvae, so ponds like this and other wet features in the landscape and in people's gardens are really essential for their survival.
And despite being vital to our ecosystems, hoverflies are now on the red list of threatened species.
It's a whole host of issues, really. So you have the intensification of agriculture and the use of pesticides on farmlands, but also in people's homes, the loss of habitat that's associated with that, and now you've got all of that being compounded by climate change.
So what can we do to help them thrive?
Hoverflies, like many of the species of plant in our garden, I've got a couple of examples here. These are ones that you might have out at this time of year. So the primrose, people grow them in the gardens, in the woodlands, and the lungwort.
Another way you can attract hoverflies into your garden is by making a hoverfly lagoon, which Sean is going to talk us through. Sean, I'm starting with the bark.
So bark and chippings are the first thing to put in.
Yeah.
Just a good layer of bark and chippings.
About that much?
Yep.
Then we're going to the grass.
Then we've got a mix of grass cuttings.
Oh, it's nice and
Yep.
warm.
Great.
And it smells
So just push it down
gorgeous.
a bit.
Smells like spring, right?
And then
Yep.
some dead leaves, some grass.
A bit of this and a bit of
Yep.
straw.
Straw, put
Yep.
it all in.
Okay.
And then we're going to put some sticks in. When they hatch out, they can climb out of the water.
So this is sort of their escape.
This is their escape. Now we're going to fill it up with water. They live in the water, so the eggs are laid and the larvae live in the water.
And if you don't have a garden?
You can do it in any outdoor space, outside your back door, on your doorstep, anything like that.
And Bristol's dream to become the pollination capital of the country.
We're working with farmers and landowners and also communities to create ponds and wildflower meadows, to improve the edges of woodland and to improve hedgerows, to create these incredibly rich, nectar-filled habitats.
A goal they're hoping to reach within the next 5 years. Fiona Lambden, BBC News.
Does that mean I might live in the world's pollination capital?
Did you know that?
I know, but I mean...
Next time you go home,
5 years.
they need a big sign.
Welcome to the pollination capital.